The topic of this lesson is narrative writing, and the standards with this lesson are the narrative writing standards for the PA Common Core. The essential question driving this lesson is, how can using the writing process improve my writing? And the objective for this lesson is to produce a piece of narrative writing using the writing process. So as we've been exploring throughout the pod, there are steps to the writing process. In pre-writing, you're planning your paper. You're choosing a topic, gathering ideas, and organizing those ideas prior to writing. When drafting, you're actually taking those pre-writing ideas and putting them on paper to develop your topic. When we draft, we don't need to pay attention to spelling, grammar, punctuation, sentence structure. We're just basically getting those ideas onto paper. The third step is revising. When we revise a piece, this is usually generally the piece that takes the longest. It's when we add details and beef up our original draft. We consider the audience's point of view. We look at sentence structure. If we've used too many I's to start our sentences, we change the flow of the paper. We might add paragraphs. We might omit sentences. We really do the work in the revising section of a piece. After that's done, we can move to editing. Editing is making sure your paper has proper grammar, capitalization, word choice, spelling, and punctuation. This is the nitty-gritty stuff, but it's necessary prior to sharing our piece with the audience. The final step to the writing process is publishing. This is when we actually release our paper for others to read. Hopefully this piece is something that you're very proud of because you've done all of these steps and put in the time and effort and work to make your publishing a success. Earlier this week, you did a pre-writing piece. Homework number 2 was a pre-writing activity where you were given a topic and asked to draft and pre-write, thinking about some ideas and planning ideas for a paper. At this point, it's time to start that paper. Your goal is to use the steps of the writing process and submit a final published draft for me for grading. The essay topic is to discuss a hardship you've either experienced or observed in today's world. You should describe your experience using details and first-person point of view. Since you already did the pre-writing earlier this week, it's time to take those ideas and actually start drafting. In step 1 of your assignment, you're being asked to draft using your ideas from the pre-writing activity. Keep in mind that you're telling a narrative, which is a story about your experiences or experiences of hardship that you've observed in today's world. It's first-person point of view. It's how you feel, what you were shown, what you were involved in. In step 2, I just want you to copy and paste originally that draft from box 1. Then, again, this is where the most work comes in. You're going to revise your essay. Keep in mind, revising is adding details to your original draft. Perhaps you might want to read your draft aloud and make changes where necessary, adding paragraphs, sentences, changing the structure of your paper to make it more readable to the audience. Please show these changes by underlining, italicizing, or highlighting them. I should see a notable difference between box 1 and box 2 after you revise. Also in the box, in step 2, I want you to edit. Editing is where we make sure our grammar is correct, our capitalization is correct, our word choice is correct, spelling and punctuation are correct. Again, underline these changes, italicize them, or highlight them so I can see that you've made changes from draft 1 in step 1 to your draft 2 in step 2. Once you've done that, bravo, you're ready to copy and paste step 2, the finished product from step 2 into step 3 box. Please take out those underlines, italicized, highlights so that there should be no errors in step 3 box. The final draft should be ready for submission and perhaps even a read aloud as we share them in class. Have fun, and if there are questions, please let me know.